Welcome to this video on when to harvest seeds for propagation material. This video is part of a series on different aspects of organic seed quality produced in the frame of the European Live Seeding Project. My name is Steven Groot. I'm a seed biologist and have worked for almost 40 years at Wageningen University and research on seed biology and technology. At present, I provide training and consultancy on these topics in the frame of the International Seed Academy. I'm also Vice Chair of the Seed Storage Committee from the International Seed Testing Association. Modules 12 and 13 regarding seed quality concern 4 topics. In this video, I will present on when to harvest seeds. The other topics are on seed vigor, drying after harvest, and storage of the seeds. The tolerance of a seed and seedling to stress is called vigor. In Module 12.1, I explained why high seed vigor is important for seedling establishment in the field and obtaining a good yield. A fully matured seed will be more vigorous. That will give rise to a seedling that is more tolerant to biotic and abiotic stresses. This diagram is showing general seed development. Dry matter increases by accumulation of material to provide nutrition for the seedling, like oil, carbohydrates, starch, and storage proteins. At a certain moment, a maximum dry weight is reached. When it concerns crop production, the yield, in for instance starch, will not increase further. Agronomists call this stage physiological maturity. After this point, seed moisture levels decline further. When it concerns seed vigor, the next phase is very important. During this phase, known as late seed maturation, the seed makes protective mechanisms as antioxidants, protective proteins, condensation of the DNA, and degradation of the chlorophyll molecules. For certain species, like those from carrot and brassica crops, the seed color indicates the progress of this late ripening phase. Immature seeds have a greenish appearance that disappears during maturation because of chlorophyll degradation. Some seeds become brown due to accumulation of phenolic compounds in the seed coat that also act as antioxidants. This figure shows a schematic representation of the decline in chlorophyll content during seed maturation. The chlorophyll molecule can induce the formation of reactive oxygen species when exposed to light. For that reason, olive oil has to be stored in dark or green glass. Also with seeds, this chlorophyll molecule provides a risk for the induction of oxidative damage, and in a dry seed such damage can't be repaired. During seed filling, the chlorophyll aids in the production of sugars, but it is no longer needed after the completion of seed filling. Evolution has resulted in degradation of this molecule during the late maturation phase. In fact, the level of chlorophyll present in the seed is an indication of its maturity status. In this video, I will tell more how this trait can be used to optimize the harvesting of seeds with maximal vigor. Here, a picture of a commercially produced seed lot from cabbage. The seeds have been cleaned and graded on size and density. No difference can be seen by eye in a greenish color that would indicate potential differences in seed maturity. Nevertheless, among the individual seeds there is a difference in seed maturity, but this distinction can be made with a standard color sorter. The residual level of chlorophyll can very sensitive be measured using its fluorescence properties when the seeds are emitted with a red laser light. This technique has been developed by my former colleague at Wageningen University and Research, Dr. Henk Jalink. He developed also a prototype for sorting seed lots in different fractions based on the level of chlorophyll fluorescence. A cabbage seed lot was sorted on their individual level chlorophyll fluorescence into 6 fractions. Fraction 1 containing seeds with a low level of fluorescence, up to fraction 6 containing mainly seeds with a high level of chlorophyll fluorescence. The original non-sorted cabbage seed lot shown with the white line, germinated for only 80%, which was too low for commercial quality. It is clear that the seeds from fractions 1 and 2, which are the most mature seeds, that have finished their late maturation phase and degraded their chlorophyll, are from the highest quality. In fact, only seeds from fractions 1 and 2 have reached enough quality for commercial use. A challenge with many seed productions is subsequent flowering over a longer period, resulting in a plant containing seeds of different maturity. Here, a carrot seed production. We can clearly see the progress of this seed ripening as the seeds lose their greenish appearance because of chlorophyll degradation. Also, the seeds become brown due to accumulation of phenolic compounds in the seed coat that act as antioxidants. A second challenge with many crops is the shedding of seeds once they have finished the late maturation program, also not ideal for seed production. With carrot seed production, often multiple harvests are used. This is done either by hand picking the inflorescences with the brown seeds, or by using a large type of vacuum cleaner to suck the mature seeds from the mother plant. With most fruit crops, seed maturation is synchronized with fruit maturation. For instance, with tomato, sweet pepper, chilies, cucumber, melons, or apples. This makes it easier to harvest fully mature seeds. However, in some occasions, by breeding for faster maturing fruits, this synchronization may have been lost. And with pumpkins, it seems best to store the mature fruits for a few months before seed extraction. As I showed earlier, the connection between seed and the mother plant is lost at physiological maturity, and the supply of nutrients to the seed stops. Nevertheless, as long as the moisture level is high enough, the seed is still metabolically active and able to set up protective mechanisms. Late emergences-abundant proteins accumulate, the same with sugars that replace water in the cytoplasm. These essential mechanisms contribute to the increase in seed vigor. The induction of protective mechanisms requires metabolic activity, thus a minimal level of water and time to accumulate enough protection. How to use this knowledge with seed harvesting? Well, fast drying will fix the situation because it too early stops the essential metabolic activity. Therefore, the drying should be slow to allow the continuation of processes that create protective mechanisms. The harvesting process can start after the first seeds start to shatter, and you can cut the crop. To avoid too much seed loss due to shattering, put the cut plants on a tarp or clean floor. With most seeds still covered by fruit tissue, they will dry slowly and continue with the late maturation metabolic activity. Care should be taken that during the slow drying, mold growth is prevented. After some period, the plant material can be dried deeper to allow threshing. How long this period lasts has to be determined experimentally and is part of the skills with the seed producer. After threshing, the seed lot can be size sorted to remove small, undeveloped seeds. And the use of a handheld chlorophyll fluorescence detector can aid you in protocol development or even sorting. To summarize this video, seed vigor is an important trait for crop establishment and yield. Finishing the late maturation phase in seed development is essential for acquiring high seed vigor. With most fruit crops, fully mature seeds can be harvested when the fruits are ripe. With crops where seeds are shed at maturity, the entire crop can be cut once the first seeds are dispersed. In that case, dry the crop slowly with the seeds covered by the fruit tissue. This will allow the seeds to continue some period with their metabolic activity and finish the induction of protective mechanisms. Be aware of the risk of molds developing and drying is too slow. After the slow drying, a faster and more deep drying can be performed to allow seed extraction. Thank you very much for your attention. When you are interested, there are more related live seed training videos available. Live seeding is a project funded by the European Union, the Swiss State Secretariat for Education, Research and Innovation, and the UK Research and Innovation Department.